Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our weekly Crusaders of the Lost Idols stream, featuring myself, Erika, the live services manager for Crusaders, and the community manager for Codename Entertainment, and the lead artist on Crusaders, Kat.
Hi!
Sorry about the late start. Accidentally deleted my presentation, but that's why there's saves. We're gonna get started going over the Queen Esorkneck coloring sheets this morning.
Yeah! This one I think was super interesting because people colored it before seeing her in-game sprite, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
So lots of completely different colorations, which is very fun. I also like what people did with the background thing. Like, this is like a window to space, which is, and also these little squiggle chocolates or something.
Squiggle cereals.
Yeah. And pretty sure this was Bungo Bounce. And then when she was revealed, they went and recolored to give her the real colors. And it also looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then also, it's the canon version. So I did think that was pretty funny. I appreciate that. And so I also like that a lot of people did different colors for her little servants. And the weird food, and yeah. I think this was one that some people said was too complicated, which I understand and apologize, but I appreciate those who... Oh, there's a squiggles back there. But I appreciate those who did participate, and I hope you had fun, because these are definitely not supposed to be a chore or stressful or anything like that. So
yeah.
Oh, hello, Sari. My cat has been especially vocal lately, so I'm sorry if he interrupts. Ooh. This one has some really cool markings, I think.
And she's the universe.
Yeah. And also this guy. I really like that sort of textured spotty thing that we got going on. Yeah. Very nice, very nice. And some flat, bright colors is also good. Oh, and this was one of the AI colored ones. I think there's a couple people that are doing this now, and I think they're pretty cool, honestly.
Yeah, they turned out really interesting.
Here's a nice pencil crayon one. It looks real good. It's got lots of little bits of red as sort of detail all over the place.
Show Cat.
I'll show him once we go over the coloring sheets. I appreciate that this one tried to do some like shading stuff, drawing over the lines. That's pretty good. Oh, and that's the last one. Like I said, not as many because it was more complicated. Apologies, I guess. But thanks everybody who did participate. And all right, I'll bother my cat. Hey, here he is. Look at the camera. This is Sari. He's a camera. He doesn't care. Okay. All right. And as always, Erika's here for your Crusaders questions, and I will be teasing the next Crusader.
Yeah, so we got some regulars in the chat this morning. We got Ragnar and Kedgear and JS Random Numbers and Leptimus and Jabal and Lexi and Cassius. Lots. Yay, Cat.
I'm glad you appreciate it.
He didn't mind that too much, I guess.
He's a big baby. He's fine.
Our Jakubik says, "Hey girls, how you doing today?"
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
A little sleepy. the last couple days have been really bright and sunny, and this one's a little more overcast, so.
It was a bit humid this morning, but yeah, doing well otherwise. Oh, right, I'm not logged into chat. Cassius, Squiggle cereal turns the milk red.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Spooky.
Spooky. Xlade, hiya guys, you got any updates for us regarding the changes you've mentioned regarding dungeons? We got some good feedback from the original developers on the game about increasing some of the rewards, and so I have some ideas floating around. We've been a bit busy. Well, they've been a bit busy getting Modron automation out to the Idle Champions players, so I was gonna wait until that's like out, so they're a little less busy to get their feedback on my changes, and then I will work on getting those out to you guys. At Starinda, when are we getting this week's coloring sheet? Need frogs? It just went up this morning on the website and on Reddit, and there's a link to the Reddit that Jay can post in chat, because Jay is on C&E Games today. So yeah, you guys can start coloring the frogs. Bungo Bunch joined us after we did their coloring sheet. Aww. Good morning. We really enjoyed your canon.
Yeah, you can check out the VOD to hear all of my my compliments if you'd like.
25 Hertz. Do you have a list of ideas, names, styles of Crusaders you want to add to the game?
I have a list of things I would like to explore, like a Valkyrie has been on the list for a while. It's about finding a place that fits. Names not so much, though. Usually come up with those after their design is finished, because that's just kind of the way I work.
Something when you see it.
Yeah.
Gragatrim, did we end up looking up how many people crossed the 10-5 mark in the dungeons? I think Kevin started the script, but it was taking too long, so he might have killed it because he didn't want to hurt the play servers. 25 Hertz. If so, is the list fairly big, or you only have a few ideas in the wings at a time for the Crusader choosing?
It's not huge. I have a longer list of specifically tag combinations that we haven't done to hop back to, potentially, but those are kind of secondary just because I think more in like character design than game design, which is maybe not the best, but that's the way I work, I guess.
Yeah, that's something I kind of want. I'm working towards getting ahead on, so it's like I have the entire year of event Crusaders planned out, which would be cool. Because then, yeah, that would be fun to be ahead.
Yeah, when we were all still in the office, I did have a good like 6 months planned at one point, but there's no time anymore.
Shotnik81, why we have the Bushwhacker on the screen here? Well, the Alien Invasion Day event ended last week, and Kat didn't want to tease the official colors for the new Crusader yet, so that'll be the overlay next week. So yeah, it's just a Bushwhacker week, because I like his skin.
Yeah, people seem to like when I teased the next Crusader in a drawing before showing their official finished artwork, so I wanted to do that again.
Yeah, and since the stream will be before the Littlefoot's Big Adventure event gets out next Thursday, you'll still get technically a sneak peek at the Crusaders' colors.
Teeny bit.
By then, they might have data mined him unless I asked Kevin not to put the Crusader in until the last minute.
Yeah, well, that's fine. But to be able to beat the data miners, at least in one little way, is also nice.
Yeah.
So.
tease what else we get to purchase with the dungeon coins. That's still under design. The focus that I'm focusing on is the past rewards, changing up some of those, and then making so the idle buffs from like the purchases and from the challenge token store mesh well with the idle bonus from the dungeons itself. And then we'll look at the store with dungeon coins and possible talent trees there in the future. Jabble, out of curiosity, if you had a chance to switch roles with one other person in CNE for a day, what would you like to try doing? Oh boy.
No, I don't wanna.
No.
I'm very happy where I am. I could not possibly program, and I mean, if I had to, maybe like Margaret.
Marketing, yeah.
Yeah. Just keep an eye on Twitter for a day and chat with people, but I don't think I'd be very good at that because I have my principles, I suppose. I'm not very good at playing nice.
I mean, technically, I guess I could take over for Dexter for a day, but the stuff he's done with, like, you know, actually being his full-time job instead of just me off the side of my desk, it's like, no, I don't think I could do Dexter's job aside from, like, maybe running payroll if he's on vacation.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I technically did step into another role because I am the live services manager for Crusaders, so I'm technically, like, planning out game updates now. So instead of just being a lowly, or being the community manager. The power. Lexi, Ray, while Kat draws the new Crusader, can you tease a little bit about it, Erika? It's that it'll be Flora is gonna be obvious from the sketch, right?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a Flora tagged Crusader. In the support role, I don't want to do a DPS with the Littlefoot's event. What else? Did you want to say about the gender, or we'll leave that for the blog?
I don't know. If you want to tackle that, that'd be fine by me.
So this Flora Crusader will only have one gender tag because they are technically a trans character. So they will be a female to male transition character. So
yeah.
That'll be cool. Arjakubic, you know, I'm wondering if I can get to the Little Reaper at the current rate. Logically, no, since I can only get to 8,500 on Jungle Japes for now, but each day it's getting better and better, and I still have 63 days, so don't make it too easy if we change things. Fair point, fair point. 25 hertz, that's cool, so you have an idea what you want the Crusader to look like and possibly the tag skills, and then the name just spitballing based on what you've said, and then you decide what seat you want them to go in and their associated skills and synergies. Yeah, basically it starts with art first because Kat's usually ahead of me.
Everything else just kind of falls into place at some point. Sometimes they stay without a name for quite a while, depending on how soon the actual art is done, and then I move on to other things, and yeah.
Gregatrim, any leaks regarding the abilities of the new Crusader? No, I can't leak that yet, because Kevin hasn't actually given me feedback on if anything's possible. 25 hertz. From a player perspective, the complicated interactions seem pretty daunting. It probably feels much more obvious or logical to you to use some kind of flowchart to track what skills and gear you want the new Crusaders to interact with. No? Yeah, that's something I'm working on, so I can design better Crusaders. But yeah, unless Justin had a secret document somewhere that's like, okay, we've used this ability and that ability, I don't think anything Kevin or I have designed is like super planned out like that. We're just like, okay, what's a good skill that if Mindy mimicked it, it'd be okay power-wise, and that's why Adina has stuff that can't be propagated. It's like, oh, we don't want that to like work together. But yeah, that's definitely one of my wish list items, is that I can focus on formation building and have like ideas of how to like get all the Crusaders. Like, so if I say it's a animal only challenge, it's like, okay, you guys have a good selection of animals to play with, either through tags or through the Crusaders you've released. So yeah.
Oh my goodness.
He's talkative, yeah. X-Slade. So if I were to purchase idol buff cards to get more idols out of the dungeons, will I be better off than what we're currently getting now? That's what I'm trying to accomplish, yes. Which is some actually tricky math for like preventing sprint runs for idols, but making it worth the buffs and going semi-deep in the dungeons. Yeah.
I extremely do not envy you having to do math.
Mela Anion says, cats, kitties are having a fight? No, Sari's just talking, right?
Yeah, I just got the one cat. He's just, I don't know. Sometimes he likes to run to the other end of the apartment and be really loud. And then when I call for him, he runs over like, I don't know, he forgot that I was over here. I don't know. He's old. Yeah, I'm talking about you.
Jabble, if it comes to this complexity of abilities and gear, what were the most surprising players' uses for new Crusaders in a way you haven't anticipated?
Hello. Yes.
I'd say
Hello.
Chris was a surprise in the end. For sure.
Come on. He's a good boy. His chair that he sleeps on is right next to me, so I just have to get him to settle down. Settle. Yeah.
Keg gear. So about the Crusader interactions I mentioned in my ticket a while back, is it okay to use for now, or should I continue to not tell the people in the Discord? I guess we're still planning on changing it, but I mean, if you guys are sprint running the dungeons for idols, it doesn't matter if you're using that interaction. Also, since everything is capped, so things happen. Slum McLartuge, understanding that the math can get sketchy, is there a point that you consider deep for the dungeons? Is 7900 the balance point originally used for getting Reaper if you use all 15 runs and no more every week in the season? It was 7900, yeah, to get the points for the 290 for the season. But apparently that's a little not deep enough because you guys are hitting 9,000, so Excellent. How far did you expect us to get in the dungeons? We've had a lot of fun trying to see how far we can push it. Gotten to level 21 so far, so the Reaper ain't far off. Well, I knew that at the points I'd planned out that you hit level 13 within like the first 2 or 3 weeks. So if you're hitting level 13 in the first 2 or 3 weeks, then you're on target. But obviously that does seem a little stressful for some players to keep doing the 15 dungeon runs a week. So yeah, it's just been interesting to see what you guys have done. Shotnik. Is the progress of event persisted, or every year it starts from first mission? So if you've completed objectives in the previous year, then those remain completed. They do not get reopened. So if you have the talents to get the higher tiers, you can just jump right in to the newest tier of the event, or the tier that you left off on last year. Our Jacobek says, got to go. See you later. Have a nice weekend. Have a nice weekend.
Yeah. Thanks for stopping by.
GSR, reminding you, Erika, about my suggestion from last week, a Crusader that improves the upgrades of other Crusaders, not formation abilities, strictly upgrades. Yeah, if I did that, it would not apply to Anna, though, so... Yeah, I see everyone's on level 16 in the dungeons. Fine. They're doing pretty cool.
Nice.
Round Mug. Intellidarnit here. Will Gardeners of the Galaxy be returning someday? By the way, thanks for answering the other questions on the Codename Forum. So, Gardeners of Galaxy is part of our regular event rotation. The only event not returning is the Yogscast Search for Simon event. So next spring, summer, sometime, Gardeners of the Galaxy will be rerunning. Zodi, what about scaling the dungeon to highest area completed? So like you only get good things if you get to your highest area completed, Zodi? 25 Hertz. How often do dungeon events happen? Regularly or on a random schedule? I'm too low yet, less than 2 million idols, but I'd love to try one. So this is the first dungeon, the Crypt season, and it'll end in 60 days now. We are planning on continuing seasonally right after the first season ends. There'll be the second season. And yeah, we'll just go from there. Balder549 question. So have you decided how many dungeon forms you will change from season to season? No. I'm still trying to get this season right. I'm not planning season 2 yet. Bungo Buns. Can't remember if this has been mentioned before. Will there be a break between the dungeon seasons? As I just answered a question or two ago, no break. It'll just roll right into the next season. Xlade, you guys discussed putting something on the other side of Little Reaper at a lot of players' pace. They will be beyond 500k points, so translating that to some kind of reward would be awesome. I'm still torn on that for this season, but maybe for next season.
Well, if you don't have something on the other side, then you can stop and do something else. Because
Yeah,
I know there were some... Yeah, some people were saying like, oh man, I still have like objectives to do or whatever. Although I guess maybe the people who are complaining it don't have anything else to do. It's hard to keep up sometimes.
Yeah, there's some players who can access it who've like only done enough to access it, and then there's other ones who's like, I've done every objective in the game. Otherwise, some players wouldn't do at least through the tier 4 objectives to get the... I guess you don't need the DPS cap increase if you've accessed the dungeons, because you're doing uncapped objectives, so... If we do a break... guess since it's a 12-week season and there's 52 weeks in the year, it technically does leave room for a break. And then we can move the start day away from Thursdays at 10. We'll think about a brief break, maybe. Slab McLarge, I think there should be a 1-week break where the dungeons are closed just to give folks a break and force us to do other random things in the game. Wait till season 2 or 3. Bunga Bunts. Will the new dungeon seasons have different formations? The players would like to see some new formations. I wasn't planning on changing all 10 of them. We might change up a couple of them. We'll see what happens when we get to season 2. Round Mug. I take it the dungeons is useless if I'm still playing on tier 1 objectives. Well, you can't access it yet because you need to have completed the tier 3 11th objective on Mugworts from the Ashes to actually get into the dungeons. So yeah, it's not really for the early game players at this point in time. Chavki maybe. Oh, Erika, with the dungeon achievements, will we be able to get them for the next dungeon map? Probably? Like, even if we don't change the formations, you'll still be able to get them the next time, in the next season. It's just the complete Season 1 achievement that you won't be able to get. Pivor, will Season 2 start immediately after Season 1 ends? I was thinking it would start immediately. You guys are looking for a break between them, so we'll see what happens when we get to this Season 2 in 10 weeks or 60 days, whatever. Jorky6, if you wanted to give people a dungeon break, you can make it so that every player gets 1 or 2 weeks off where their dungeon runs aren't topped off for a week, where the player picks which week they went off. That seems more complicated than just taking a break between the seasons. Hardball UK, good morning. Thank you for the chests and hope you and your team are keeping safe. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks as always. We're still doing pretty good over here.
Shotnik, dungeon descriptions tell DPS is uncapped. How is it capped? Normally, so far I only saw a max level of Crusaders as a limit. So there is a maximum number in the game, which is the DPS you do and the monster health. So the first cap is 1.8 E308, which was the original cap because that was the limit of the variable we were using to track the numbers. So that you hit that when you're on area 1585 of normal World's Wake free play difficulty objective. So when you're hitting the 1585 wall, you've hit the cap, and then you need to go and do the tier 3 11th objective on Ghost Spirit's Greed, which is to infinity and beyond, and that'll let you do DPS up to 1E400. And then after that, you need to complete Bullet Hell, which is the tier 3 11th objective on Idols Through Time, or is it Ready Player 2? It's Ready Player 2, isn't it? I think so. That gets you the 1E600 cap, and then you may be able to start buying the Arithmagician talent at that point. Otherwise, you can do the tier 4 11th objective on World's Wake, washed up, to get just a E100 boost, so you'd be at 1E700. No. Oh man, I'm usually so good at this. And then the final objective would be Mutiny, the tier 4 11th objective on Ghost Spirit's Greed, which gets you to the E900, and then that would be E1100 if you've maxed the Arithmagician talent. So yeah. The maximum number is just there to gate some progress and stuff. It's fun. 25 hertz. So different dungeons will run back to back or with only a short break between them. So originally the plan is the dungeon objectives don't change. We just change the season theme. So like the theme of this season is the crypt, which is why you're getting a Little Reaper Taskmaster. So the art on the dialogue will change with the next season, and then the dungeon objectives wouldn't have changed, but players would like to see some new formations added. So we may change some of the formations in the dungeons themselves, but there would still just be the 10 dungeon objectives. And yeah, you guys are asking for a break. There may be a break, there may not be a break.
Yeah, stuff gets influenced by you guys quite a lot.
Yep. Jorky 6. Or players could purchase a special token with dungeon tokens that doubles the rewards for dungeons for that week, but forces them to take a week off afterwards. Oh boy. I mean, maybe?
Seems very specific.
We'll keep that in mind. Cassius, there's definitely a period in between dungeon unlocked and dungeon actually viable. Hopefully Erika's adjustments narrow that gap. I mean, I have had some newer players say that they still find the idols in the dungeons viable for them, even if they aren't actually getting any points or coins as much as they would like. So just chasing that idol buff gets them some pretty good idols. Slab McLarge Huge. The dungeon could evolve every season, or say the bottom two get formation slots added, mixing up the meta and possibly making them best for next season, etc. Maybe. I'm not sure I want to go bigger than 15 slot formations though. Roundmug, are Bushwhacker 2 and Eggbreaker games like Crusaders? Are they similar type games? They are super different. Eggbreaker, you are a monkey with a hammer, and you're breaking open eggs to get prizes, and in Eggbreaker Adventures, which is only available on Kong until the end of December, I guess, because it'll die when Flash dies, you actually had some puzzles. So like, we used the puzzle mechanic from Bushwhacker in Eggbreaker, so you found puzzle pieces in your eggs when you broke them open, and you had to complete scenes to finish the stages for the monkeys, which is pretty cool. Bushwhacker 2, it's like the fun part of Zelda, so like you're going around whacking bushes and killing creatures, and so it's like, because you know, in Zelda you whack a lot of bushes to get your rupees. So yeah, it's you just walk through fields, whacking bushes, assembling puzzles, and using energy. Does have an energy mechanic, but there's ways to get energy quick.
Little quests and NPCs and building stuff.
Bushwhacker 2 will be sticking around because it does have, it actually has a downloadable launcher from our Codename Games website right now. So if you do want to get into that one, you can still play Bushwhacker 2, but yeah, all the rest of the titles that are Flash will be retiring. X-Slade, is the seasonal level rewards locked, or could we still see changes there? I've yet to claim any of them in case they change with the feedback. I wasn't planning on changing the top row, but they might change. I did have some ideas for changing the bottom row, but even if you had claimed them already, it's pretty easy to top you up with what was already claimed. Green Samurai 23, please no break. Free play is pretty terrible for a lot of players now because they're hitting the cap. Fair point. Balder 549, this dryad looks like Tiernanog. Is that a Thanos glove? What? I haven't been watching this sketch.
No, that is markings on his bark skin. But I mean, hell, you can color it as a Thanos glove if you want to. I won't stop you.
I mean, the Infinity Gauntlet's a bit, fatter, right?
Mm-hmm.
That just looks like a hand.
Sometimes people see what they want to see.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So, Cisco51 says hello from Austria?
Hello.
Hello. Ivor, the next time the free play cap increases, it needs to increase substantially, considering that people will have much higher base idols from the exponential nature of dungeons. Free play cap. You just mean the normal maximum number cap, because that maximum number does apply to objectives as well. So it may or may not be a substantial increase, depending on like the difficulty of the objectives. So. Zodi, where I'm at as a casual player, the dungeons give more idols, but there's no way I'll be able to get the final prize, so if those requirements get extended, there's no other reason for me to play in the dungeons other than idols. Interesting feedback. Just Tricky, I usually speed through free-for-all, lowest slots and worst slot positions, but I like the rest of the dungeon forms so far. Nice. X-Slade, putting something in the shop that increases dungeon rewards at a high cost would mean that we spend less coins on doing more runs, thus makes going deep more profitable rather than burning coins to get in more runs. True. Gregatrim, you mentioned how you try and consider formation building when thinking of new Crusaders. Do you ever look at the community-generated formations to see how people are using the system? If they've posted the formations on the forums that I read, then I might look at them, but, you know, if they're just all hiding in Discord or on the fan site, I don't tend to look at those formations. Zodi, I need to take off. Good luck to all. Thanks for joining us.
See ya, Zodi.
Balder, any hints about the new Crusaders' abilities? No, need to have Kevin's feedback on them first before I can tease them. Cassius. That's something Crusaders doesn't have, if I recall, evil bushes. I'm pretty sure we have a bunch of bush enemies.
I would be very surprised if not, honestly.
I mean, even in the last event, like, we pulled one of the old bush enemies to be an escort, the rose bush, so... Slab McLartude, please do make sure that if players have earned bottom row rewards but not claimed them yet, then they don't lose them if when you change things. That will definitely be in our mind. GSR, is it decided which skin for Littlefoots?
No. Feel free to suggest something. There's a couple potential directions, as there usually are, but yeah, go ahead.
Billy Ray Joe, I had a question on the dungeon with the idol buff. Does this do a % of your overall idols, or the idols you have not spent? It's your total idols, so spent and unspent together. That's why it's really powerful. It's just like the idol missions. Croc, hi Erika and Kat, great to see you again. Thanks for joining us, Croc.
Hey.
Someone saying you're louder than me. I sound pretty loud to myself, I don't know.
I'm a loud person. Still, it's good to know.
Yeah, I mean, I can try turning my mic up a little bit, but not sure how to turn Kat's mic down. Balder says, an alien Bigfoot sounds good.
Noted.
Yuki the Snowman for the dungeons free pass right now. The only good thing is the Taskmaster for the late game people. Unless you get the Taskmaster, there is no point pushing as far as possible. Yeah, that's the feedback we heard. So we will be revising some rewards, if not for this season, definitely for next season. Round mug. I've read at least 2 people say they have trillions of idols right now. Real or exaggeration? That's in the low number. People are E17 idols, I think, which is crazy high. So yeah, the next round of talents will be costing quintillions because of the quadrillions people are having right now. Baldur 549, an orc Bigfoot. Please make my collecting of teeth worthwhile. GSR Animal Langley with a good tag.
Okay.
Isn't Langley already good? No, I guess not.
Unknown. Probably not. They're not bad, but...
No, they don't have the evil tag.
They're just neutral.
But yeah, round mug, if you're able to cap at 1 E1100 DPS, then your free plays with the bonus boss idol drops maxed. We're giving you like 6 to 10 trillion idols from the final boss kill, more with idol buffs. But for the players who had those amounts before the dungeons were released, now they're getting like 450 trillion a reset from the idol buff. So it's pretty big. Pretty big.
Numbers get big.
Pivor, sorry I wasn't here earlier. Any information on the new Crusader, like DPS or support? They will be support. Xlate is saying on the Discord server they have over 250 people at 1E16 idols, so that's like, 10 quadrillions?
Wow.
Yeah. Croc360 says, plant Littlefoot, she lives in the forest presumably anyway. But the Crusaders already have played. I guess we did Alien Billy last time, even though we were doing Alien Crusader. So. Yeah.
It does seem that Littlefoot is the popular vote, so that seems pretty likely.
Slab McLaritude, I hesitate to suggest this, but you could put a very high hard cap on the idols gained from a dungeon run, like 10 quadrillion idols rewarded from completing it. That could provide you a balanced breakpoint where players get an exponential phase of growth, but then you can balance around a more set point. I think Vin is getting something like 10Q per run now.
Of course he is.
Of course he is. We know why he's getting that anyway. Hardball UK, how about a ghost skin? Oh, we could do the ghost skin, that'd be cool.
Ghosts are fun. I like ghosts.
Croc says, those of us on Discord clearly need to have a life. Aww. I mean, you guys have figured out how to make it less active, so clearly you do have a life. Devil, are there any planned references to the Discworld lore among existing Crusaders, or maybe we can have a new one with luggage skin for Evan?
Luggage skin came up for Evan, but also for Drosenthes once they came out. I've never read Discworld, so I can't speak to any references.
I don't think there's any Discworld references among existing Crusaders, no. But it would be cool to work in at some point.
I'm not against it.
Yeah.
As long as it's not, overt references. That's not my thing.
Croc says another Littlefoot option would be to turn her into Bigfoot. I guess.
Yeah, it's boring.
And Cassius says they're still hoping for the Men in Black Littlefoot.
Yeah,
themselves hoping for the irony value.
I've got that on the list, so it is an option. I actually rewatched Men in Black recently. It holds up. It's good.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good for a 90s movie, for sure.
It's a lot of fun. And it doesn't take itself seriously. Yeah.
Roundmug says the luggage with feet is in Ghostbeard Tier 1 objectives. Probably. Pyvor with Game of Thrones ending. Will songs continue? Yes, the Song of Thrones event will continue to run.
Yeah, this year we kind of went in more of a Witcherly direction, so it may turn into just like a generic dark fantasy event, but it'll stick around.
Yeah. Slab McLarchie says, not Bigfoot, literally a Bigfoot.
Oh. Well, no.
Yeah, no. No. Although I used to like those gummies when I was a kid.
What gummies?
The Bigfoot gummies, it's just like a foot,
Oh,
and it's red.
right.
Red.
Yeah.
Red color, red flavor.
Red flavor, yeah. I understand.
It's not a specific flavor, it's red flavor.
Yeah. My favorite was always blue.
Billy Ray Joe, is there any other potential source for epic recipes? I'm doing the missions and using challenge coins to get them, but I'm only able to get about 5 a week, and I still need over 100. We've had some requests to put them in the dungeon coin store. It probably doesn't help you if you're not in the dungeons. Kat suggested potentially as a reward for doing the dungeon pass, which also doesn't help, but no early game ways for epic recipes, because the main source of the loot should be chests, but obviously recipes have crouched into that space. Roundbug, there's absolutely no connection between Song of Thrones and Game of Thrones. Any similarity is mere coincidence.
Yes, exactly.
Bungo Bunch says, red. Baldur 5 for 9. Erika, you added dungeon achievements and they're great, but what about those Yogs achievements that some of us can never finish? Still on the list. But you can get the Shin solo kill Shelda one on the dungeon objective, Making Waves, because that's on the Yogs cast map. So just need to talk to Kevin about the recruit objectives, and then we'll hide the Yogs cast currency one for people who didn't spend the Yogs cast currency. Probably. Just Ricky, we can also turn Littlefoot into some sort of hairy human.
Cousin it, maybe.
Gragatrim, any way we can get a timer or something to see when our flash sale will pop up next? I know they occur at some random point between 4 to 7 days. I mean, that has potential. Wonder if it actually worked though. We'll keep it in mind. Leptimus, the death of rats from Discworld. It's a tiny rat skeleton, Grim Reaper style.
Aww.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Like rats.
Kedgear, how about Langley the trained cyborg?
I mean, I guess that makes sense. You got robots.
Roundbug, did you notice that the theme tune for Game of Thrones is the same as the theme tune for Kung Fu Panda? Really? I haven't watched enough Kung Fu Panda then, but I've listened to the Game of Thrones soundtrack ad nauseum, because I at least like the music even if I don't love the show. And they just want Cyborg Langley so that they don't lose the human tag. Interesting. Oh man, Kung Fu Panda. Theme song conspiracy.
Oh no. That's a thing now.
Oh yeah, I've said it. Google doesn't want to help. That is not a conclusion that people have drawn. That's the Making a Murder Reddit that says it sounds familiar to Game of Thrones. Beijing 2020 Olympics theme song. I don't know. I'll just listen to the Kung Fu Panda song on and off stream.
Well, when something gets to be as big as Game of Thrones, there's always going to be imitators.
Yeah. I think Kung Fu Panda came out first, though, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as far as the other stuff, like, not that surprising.
Just Ricky, Langley turning into Thomas the Tank Engine is also an idea.
Can't take Thomas seriously after all of those, like, Skyrim mods and stuff.
Yeah.
And that one video with the song. Now it's stuck in my head. What have you done?
Oh, no.
That like, old TF2 source filmmaker video. It's so dumb. It's really good.
I guess I can maybe see a less detailed version of the coloring sheet. This one might be just full detail this week, wouldn't it?
Oh, perhaps. It's mostly just extra lines that, like, wouldn't actually be different colors, and yeah, that's easy to get rid of.
Balder549 says that's a great drawing. Love the hardwood trees.
Thank you. I'm happy with this, yeah. Yeah, I can definitely tone down the leaves and stuff like that in the simplified one. It's fine.
Cool. Oh, yeah, I guess I haven't teased the weekend promo. It's the Summer Hangouts promo, so I'm looking forward to seeing the chest. Because, yeah, Hangout Dual Chest is a little trippy to go off of, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
Cool. So there'll be buffs to Nate Dragon, Princess Val, Chef Casey, Carmen and Petunia, and Tiernan, with the Golden Epic Tartan for Tiernan as the Golden Epic. So that'll be fun. Showdown 11 says, nice drawing.
Thank you.
Billy Ray Joe, will the new Crusader release exploding squirrels at oncoming monsters? Exploding squirrels, huh?
No explosions here. He is friend to squirrels.
Yeah. They want it to be like Walnut's Ultimate and Idle Champions with the storm of furry friends.
Oh, yeah. Now you freeze. All right. I was just having a moment. It's fine.
Vingummy, hi, missed today's stream. Feels bad, man.
Aw. Even. Well, there's always the VOD if you want to listen.
Yeah, though I'm sure the Discord has pulled out any relevant moments and shared it already, too. Which is probably not very much today, aside from the weekend promo. But yeah, that's 11. And this has been our stream for Thursday, July 16th, 2020. I've been Erika, that's been Kat. Jay's been an awesome moderator on the CNE Games account, helping us out behind the scenes, pulling your questions from chat. And you've been an awesome community. Thank you for joining us this morning. Thank you for submitting coloring sheets and questions and just chatting, just being cool.
Yeah.
So we hope you have a good weekend. Enjoy the weekend promo, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.